How you guys doing? James Bennet here with Prodigy Disc Street Team and Flight Factory as well. Also the main voice on Counterspin YouTube for the commentary. Doing it in a bag for you guys today. First off, I'm going to start with the putting putters. I have the 350G Glow Flight Factory stamped PA3s. Very stiff disc, very overstable, and they tend to stick in the chains really well. For the backups, I just have the regular base 350G PA3s. Still very stiff and lots of puddle top. Feels good in the hand. It's got the bead on there for the extra support for my huge spin putt that I have. Throwing putters, I have a P Model US in the Duraflex plastic and the PX3 in the 500 plastic. This has a lot of glide to it on the P Model US. This can definitely reach out really far for me. Super straight with a definite finish to the left for me on the backhands. And then the PX3 is more for my forehands, something that's going to stick to the ground, get me in the spot that I need to be in. I also have a PA2 in the bag. This is a 350G PA2. Just something that's going to be a little extra in the bag for me. Very dependable on shots, something I can throw on hyzer. Next we have the mid-ranges. I started off with the bread and butter. We have the mac and cheese M4. This is going to flip up to straight. It's going to turn a little bit at the end for me. I have another 400 M4 that's also super beat in. Just something that's going to give me on those long anti-turnover shots, get me to the hole. Next up I have my M1s. I have one in 750 plastic. This one's got a lot of overstability to it, and it's also got a lot of glide. So those straight wood tunnel shots, anything for those. And then I have a 300S M1. This is also just for those straight tunnel shots for me. Next up we have the forehand mid-ranges. I'm a big forehand guy. I have a 400A1, super overstable, along with the backup test A1 that I have. Shout out to Eli for getting that to Noah and them when they were out at Jonesboro for me. Super chalky, just kind of pointless to have in the bag, but if you need something out of the woods, it's going to help you get out of the woods for sure. Next I have, this is a 400A2, very flat that you can see. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. A little bit of chalkiness, very overstable, a little bit longer than the A1s for sure, because those are just super overstable. Really short 300-foot shots, something that's going to come back really quick for me. Next up we got the fairways. Three of my go-tos, a little bit different. I use a lot of flip-up stuff, something that's going to ride up on a hyzer and then just stay dead straight for me. Maybe even sometimes turn over a little bit. Those longer, kind of high ante shots and stuff like that. So this is the 750 F1, and then I also use the brand new FX3 and 400. These things feel really great in the hand. They have a very dependable glide to them. They will flip a little bit, but they're not going to turn over into the grass into a roller. Which brings me to my next disc. This is a 400G F3, strictly for rollers, tight tunnels with low ceilings that I need to get the roller down quick, or let's say I'm pinched off on the side of the woods and I need to kind of do that patent pending standstill shot, have it flip up, turn into the gap for me. Then we have the Chris Dickerson H3 V2 Tour Series. This is a money disc, more of a hybrid for sure. Longer shots definitely, so close to the 400 range. It's just a very controllable driver, feels really good. Plus a pretty sweet disc to have in the bag for sure. My forehand disc, I have two FX2s. These are both 750. One's a Chris Dickerson stamped and the other one's the Michael Kirchner die. You guys know who that is. Super flat, very overstable, very dependable disc. It's probably two of the biggest workhorses in the bag. This one's a little bit more understable, so I can get this one to kind of pop up some and get that dependable finish at the end. I have the H1 Proto. This is another go-to disc in the bag. I have a lot of go-tos if you didn't notice that yet. But very overstable. I can throw this probably close to 415, 420-ish, and I know it's going to come back right away for me. Next, I have my distance drivers. I have a huge forehand, but I am terrible at backhand. So I have a little bit of a weenie arm on the backhand. I have a 400 beat-in D3. This is my roller disc. This is that huge hyzer flip to anti-flex on there for you to get the long distance. I can pump these close to about 500, 515. And then I have my 400 D2s. These will flip up. They won't turn over too terribly. Very dependable. These things will reach out and touch any basket that I need to get to for distance. My forehand distance drivers, I have, oh no, I almost skipped over some of the other good ones here. I got two D1s. This is a 400. This is the Cat D1, one of the sought after ones. Super dependable, starting to get a little bit flippy for me, so it's more of a hyzer flip disc. Some of those long tunnel shots, anywhere from 380, 400 around that distance. And then I have the 750G D1. This is just another one, same thing, kind of like a backup to the Cat D1. I have the Flight Factory stamped D2 Pro Proto. This thing is a beefcake. I can wrap this around any bendable dogleg lefts or rights with the forehands. Huge spike hyzer for the forehand or backhand. Very dependable. I have the 500X2. Definitely my #1 go-to for forehands. I can get this thing to flip up a little bit, get a lot of distance out of it. It feels really good in the hand. And again, it's gonna have that overstable finish for it on there for you. And I just like the way it feels. 500 plastic's awesome. If you're a Prodigy fan, you know what this next disc is. Kind of pointless to have in the bag because it's just so overstable, but it's a 750X1. Crazy disc. Gets me out of any trouble that I need. Forehand rollers, anything that I need to pan out real hard. Thumbers, tomahawks. Kind of a workhorse disc for anybody that isn't great off the tee, so it helps out in the long run. So that's about it. I have a couple of backups, I think, in here. Let's see what I got in the bag. I got some crumbs, some old snack bags. You can't have too many snacks on the course. I have this disc in the bag because I've been working on it recently, but the H1V2. This is in the 400 plastic. It's got some chalkiness to it. It's got a little bit of stability, not as much as the Proto H1 obviously, but it helps me get through some of those shots that I need to come back really quick. A terrible person for snacks. Anyways, I have another 500 X2, brand new. It's the backup in case I lose the other one, just because it's that great of a disc. And that's about it. I think that's all I got in the bag. Got my Flight Factory towel. Can't have too many towels, especially in the summer of Louisiana. It is very hot. I got tons of towels in here, towels for days, towels for days. And then I got the Rain Fly on the other side with the BP1 V3. This bag has a lot of storage. I think I got close to 28, 30 discs in the bag. And then you can actually unzip these on the side and have even more room, which is pretty sweet. Plus the cup holders, the magnetic slides on the side. And then you can't forget the #1 thing, Paul's favorite thing in the world, not McBeast, the Yuli berry. You gotta have the bushel in the bag. This thing's gonna help you a ton. If you don't have one, go on a website where they got them, check them out. If you have a buddy's, try his out for a little while. It makes a huge difference on the course, especially in tournaments and stuff too. So, well, I hope you guys like my in the bag. It's better than the first take that we did. Maybe you'll get some clips of that one. It was terrible. But other than that, Prodigy man out here about to go play some disc golf now. See you guys on the next one. Yeet, 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 yeet.